Welcome to Freaky Fauna Friday, where every Friday we take a little time and explore some of the freaks of nature from around the planet we cherish so deeply. So please, jump aboard and let's explore the wilds together. Hello, and welcome back to Freaky Fauna Friday. I am the great and peaceful mystery.
And I am Emily.
And this week, we're going to do a blast from the past. But I'm going to play you the sound of an animal. And I want you to tell me how you would react to it.
Oh, gosh.
Okay? And we may play more in a minute.
So, like, at first, it just sounds like a motorcycle having problems.
Okay. Does
Or
that sound like any animal to
A
you?
four-wheeler. Yes.
Okay. Can you give me a guess?
I feel like it's some type of, like, amphibian.
Really?
Like a frog.
I can see
kind of
that.
ordeal.
I can see that. Frogs can make really loud noises from being really small animals.
Like, I could just think of, like, the coqui for an example.
How about the big honking like sound in the middle?
That reminds me of when we had them one toads.
Oh, the spring peepers.
Yeah. But
And how about the really scary sound at the end? So here's what I'm asking. If you heard it, because you heard how loud it was, so it's
Yeah.
an ultra low sound for most of the time.
mm-hmm.
That normally means either like a frog, frogs can make really low sounds, or a really big animal, like elephants and stuff like that. If you just heard that in the woods, what would be your initial reaction?
I don't know. Initially, I think it's something small, personally.
Okay.
So I feel like I wouldn't be afraid of it.
Do you have a guess what this animal is? They were all the same animal, just different vocals.
Now I feel like I'm wrong.
No, it's fine. It's a hard guess.
I don't know. I'm gonna go with some type of frog or
You
toad.
didn't get any bird from this.
No.
Okay. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I know what the answer is, so I'm biased. To me, especially the middle sounds like a big bird. The honking.
Like that one. What's
Yeah.
that one bird that does like the trill?
Well, you mean shoebills? They clap their
No.
jaws and they make a deep thump.
No, it's a black and white bird.
Anyways, this is the reconstructed sound of what we think a Tyrannosaurus Rex sounded like.
I feel like we were literally just talking about this.
We were.
And then I went to the bathroom and it went over my head.
We were. Several minutes ago.
So it's a chicken.
It's a giant bird, essentially. No, this would be the sound you'd hear right before you died.
Okay, then yeah.
Yeah, this would be like, especially, I'm going to replay some of it while we're talking. Like, oh, I got to unmute it here. That sound?
That's it sniffing you out.
Like, that's like an ultrasound, like pulse, like in the throat. And they reconstructed this. They basically got some really good impressions of the voice box of these guys, and compare it with some modern birds and stuff like that. It's real deep, but other than that, it sounds like a lot of birds.
Mm-hmm.
But this would be the sound that, like, if you heard this, and sometimes to say you could probably hear this from 3 or 4 miles away. some of these deeper sounds. So you would be in the woods, this prehistoric forest, and you hear, oh, and you know there's a Tyrannosaurus Rex, the largest land carnivore ever, is close. And he can smell you, he can see you, and you don't know where he is. That'd be the worst sound to hear.
Yeah.
Is it scary now?
Well, now that you're giving me the whole picture.
It's a weird sound.
Originally I was just thinking like frog, toad.
I almost played the other animal we're going to do before, but I don't think it ruined a little bit of the T-Rex if I did. Mm-hmm. So we're going to play a different animal, and I want you to see if you can guess what it is. Are you excited?
If it's another dinosaur, I'm going to cry.
You're going to have to talk for a minute because I'm trying to get my video pulled up.
So, about that weather.
There it is. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Sounds almost musical, right?
Yeah.
Really cool, right? That's a cool sound, especially if it's it's an animal. I'm telling you, it's an animal.
Yeah.
So, Parasaurolophus. Oh, I'm going to say the name. Parasaurolophus, which is anybody that's played Ark. And I know a lot of listeners played Ark. Anybody that's seen Jurassic Park. It's the big guy, the big dinosaur with the long tube off the back of its head. Walks on all fours. It's a hadrosaur or a duck-billed dinosaur. With Jurassic Park 2, they called him like Elvis because they have the big hairdo. Mm. They have a resonating chamber connected to their sinuses. That big horn, like protrusion on the back of their head, is like a resonating tube for like a trombone. So it's full of like pipes essentially that go in and out. So they reconstructed it because it's a fossil. It's a bone thing, and that's actually the sound of them pushing air through it. How the animal would have pushed air. And those are just the sounds that it made. So it had this supersized resonating chamber. So it's very musical.
That's not the one I thought it would be.
What did you think it was going to be?
I thought it would be like the long neck ones.
Ooh. Well, you may take a pause and see if I can find those guys. But the T-Rex is the one I really wanted to play the sound for. Because it just sounds real scary. We'll be right back. Because I actually got a shirt that's one. But I'll see if I can find a long neck dinosaur regression sound. And we're back. All right, I found a decent Brachiosaurus sound. What they think Brachiosaurus could have sounded like. But yeah, we'll see what you think. Keep in mind, this is one of the largest animals to ever exist, especially on land. It would have some power behind it. And that's pretty much it.
That's not what I thought it would sound like.
What do you think it would sound like, out of curiosity?
The one that we just heard before.
You thought so? So,
and
that
like
was a very...
bellows were like their offspring.
I'm sorry?
And like the different, like, how it was like the musical or whatever, at like the different ages is like a different, like, baritone.
So that's an interesting thing you just said. Because, like, so the hadrosaur, the Parasaurolophus that we just talked about, like the second sound we played, they grew that as they got older, that cone on their head. So the babies almost didn't have one, and they would grow it and grow it. So that's why we think the females, it looked like, had a much smaller one. So we think it was secondary use was communication. Primary use was sexual display. So either bellowing, as a contest for females, being the loudest bull, or they may have been colorful too. I know a lot of paleo artists give it a lot of color since it was so prominent. Because a lot of, for sexual display, the flash colors. Sauropods are a whole different thing because they're just so massive. Their lungs are, the size of cars. Elephants could walk underneath their bellies without touching them and stuff like that. We're essentially talking about walking grain elevators or skyscrapers. And the sounds we just played don't do any of these animals justice because they were huge. So, like, literally, it would vibrate your chest. It would be like one of those things. But yeah, I just thought it'd be neat to play some what they think, and these are just scientific reconstructions. They can be very, very, very wrong. The Parasaurolophus was probably our best one because it's a bone chamber. So it's preserved a lot better than soft tissue. So the T-Rex is a little bit more of a guess because it's, a reconstruction off of imprints of soft tissue in stone. But yeah, what'd you think? Which one would be the scariest to hear?
Probably the T-Rex.
Well, yeah, now that you know it's a T-Rex. Before you knew it was a T-Rex, would it still be the scariest?
Yeah, because I feel like the other one's kind of more like mellowy.
Yeah.
Being the musical.
And it's like, what was I going to say?
I don't feel intimidated by it.
Well, like elk, when an elk bugle, it's a really scary sound if you don't know what the animal is. But yeah, so what's your words of wisdom for the weekend?
Stay cool.
Stay cool.
Stay in school.
Stay in school, home cats.
I don't know when this episode comes out, but enjoy your summer.
May, I think at this point, middle of May. We're in Ronald McDonald House still, batch recording episodes. Middle of May, I think. It's already the end of April, so middle of May. All right, guys. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Freaky Fauna Friday. If you want to help the podcast grow, remember to share and give it a 5-star review.